Sorry, Aaron's got a lot going on. This is actually a real treatment
Yeah,
here.
it's good.
He really needs this. I can feel there's lots of build up.
Right there.
Pull this knee across into external rotation, and actually you're going to bring up that piriformis and those deep external rotators. That is going to enhance the pain a little bit more. G'day guys, Das and Aaron here from MMT.
Hey.
Today we're talking duck feet or externally rotated femur. Before we get anywhere going forward, if you do like our content, make sure you do like and subscribe or head to our Patreon. The link is below. So back to duck feet. What we're thinking about or what we're talking about is an externally rotated femur. So if we're looking down, this is my feet being nice and aligned with my knees and my hips. Now we're considering duck feet, which is everted feet, and people that walk with that in mind. Okay, so if you're sitting, stand up. Play along with this for a moment. So I want you to rotate while our feet are in nice alignment. Okay, feel how that feels. Should feel nice and smooth, unless you've got some kinks in your back or your shoulders. That might be another video. But now I want you to turn your feet out, and I want you to do the same thing. Feels sticky, feels crap. Straight away for me, I can feel, as I turn to my right, I can feel some locking in my left adductor, and as I turn to my left, I can feel some restriction or some pain, even in the inside of my knee. It just doesn't feel right. So you think about that movement. As we walk, we should have a little degree of rotation in our upper thoracic, right? So we're walking all day, we're running, we're gonna get even more rotation. When we're sprinting, even more again. So if you're thinking of this over time, how is this going to affect my body or my alignment or my biomechanics? So we're gonna end up with hip pain, knee issues, ankle pain. Let's invest in your body today to reduce the injuries or the time in hospital, the surgeries that you may be looking or going down that avenue or that track. I'm going to show you how we can fix that, what we focus on realigning our hips and reverting that posture. So what we need to think about when we've got externally rotated femurs is, where's that coming from? Where's the pulling? And generally, it's our glutes. Most of the time, it's our glutes. Think of a cobweb of muscles that have all been intertwined and bunched up, pulling on this part. Think of this being coming over here with Aaron. We've got our sacrum here and the top of our greater trochanter there. The muscles in between here and all along there are going to be short and contracted, causing externally rotation on the foot, okay? With my clients, I can see sometimes that they've got externally rotation even in a lying position, right? And that's when we're really looking at focusing on fixing that for them, and we're treating the glutes. So I'm gonna show you how we can treat it, and I'll also show you at the end, if you don't have a practitioner that can treat your glutes, how you can do this from home with some self-release stuff. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to stick to our philosophies. I'm going to use my pisiform. I'm going to sink into the top of Aaron's sacrum and give him a really comprehensive clean out.
Great.
Yeah, you needed this, didn't you, man?
I do. On my left glute gets a little bit sticky sometimes, so this will be good.
Yeah, so yeah, sticky is a good word, adhesive. If you're somebody that's sitting down, watching way too many of our videos, we do love it, don't stop. But yeah, you may actually be causing more damage than good, because generally our hips are going to, so think of that ball and socket joint. Here we are over here, ball and socket joint. If we're sitting down, we're usually going to be more externally rotated than internally rotated. Sorry, we've got bones around the wrong way. But look at your hips. If you're sitting down right now, you're back to sitting down. Your feet are usually sitting out like this. You're driving, so you're encouraging those postures that are going to end up causing labral inflammation or pain or discomfort or tears or injuries down the track. Sorry guys, back to the treatment. Aaron's like, what are you talking about? Back to the treatment, you were just about to start.
Educating, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh, it's bloody hot in here. It's about 400 degrees in Melbourne today. It's a bit sticky.
It's like an oven.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm just getting a little bit of a feel for some sticky points in Aaron, or where things might be a little bit compiled or short or stuck. And we're going to loosen and lengthen those tissues out, rehydrate them.
That feels good.
Yeah, and it's just
feels
a nice
great.
broad palm.
There, right there.
Oh, yeah, right there. Okay, I'm going to go with an elbow now. So what we like to do is find that sacrum to begin with, come off at just a fraction. That's a good starting point for my elbow to make sure that I'm treating the tendons. So here at MMT, we're constantly working on the tendons, the attachment sites of where the muscle joins onto the bone. That's where we find most of our issues, especially those with chronic pain. But we're also going to help with alignment, with postures, with asymmetries.
That's good.
Yeah, so we're there, and then I'm going to focus on rolling off that sacrum and coming down and almost working a little bit, hooking my elbow back in and just pinning those spots, making sure I'm going really slow. I'm not, if there was a speed hump, you're in your car, you're not going to hit that speed hump at 60 k's an hour or 60 miles, wherever you are. You're going to come up slow to it. And what we're doing when we're doing our treatment is we're actually going to sit on that speed hump and almost try and flatten it out. There we go, sink in. And working with the same angles of the fibres. So which way the tissues go. We're not doing much cross friction here. We're just focusing on working with the fibres. It's more comfortable, easy to receive. Oh yeah. And there was a little bit of stuff at the start of the sacrum, but we know exactly where we need to go with Aaron. We've had a little bit of a kickback. We've had a muscle that's fought us a little bit. It wasn't comfortable, and that's going to be right in here. So it's almost glute med, glute max. Oh, lost a bit of it. Slowly sink in and pin. Bit of curry. To unravel these tissues, we need firm treatment. Sustained pressure is always a good one. If you think of that cobweb analogy where things are getting bound up or intertwined and stuck, they're like this and then they're all compiled. That's what's happening to the fibres of our tissue. What sustained pressure does is it helps to melt that and lengthen it and get the blood flow in there. So it's going to have an analgesic effect as well. Ooh. Yeah. Nice, man. Oh. If you're sitting on your ass all day, those tissues are going to end up, you're sedentary, those tissues are going to become dehydrated and sore and weak. You're sitting on a muscle all day, how is that going to be strong? So usually these external rotators and our glutes, our glute max, our glute med, they're causing a whole heap of issues down the track. So we actually need to get these strong. Stop sitting on them. Get up, get into the gym, start squatting, start lunging. I'll show you some exercises at the end of this. Ooh. It doesn't look like I'm doing much, but there's a lot going on under the elbow. What are you feeling, Aaron?
Oh, it just feels really good.
Yeah.
Really relieving. Oh.
So I've just come a little bit more of an angle around the hip into more glute med now. I still hit glute med, but this is more a true glute med treatment. Good one. Holding it for a few minutes. Take your time. So if you're playing along at home, this is pretty safe to do on your partner or your friend or your mum or your dad or your neighbour, whoever it is. This is pretty safe. Chuck an elbow in there. Or do our online bodywork course and become an absolute star at learning the skills it takes to fix people. We do have that. Maybe we'll have that in our description below. You're about to do that intake in February, is it, Aaron?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 4 weeks away from now.
4 weeks away from now. So if you're interested, you want to learn the tricks of the trade, this is their 4th intake. They've already certified over 50 people at least.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Close to
50 people certified or somewhere around that number. So changing the world one person at a time. You want to be part of that journey. Oof. Join the tribe. So I'm actually tracing a little bit more of the greater trochanter. So thinking of the insertion points of these glutes and our deep external rotators and tracing those. Yeah. Sorry, Aaron's got a lot going on. This is actually a real treatment
Yeah,
here.
it's good.
He really needs this. I can feel there's lots of build up.
Right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good one. Nice. Oh. And what I also like to do is, yeah, we've gone around there, is also just trace the sacrum. So we've got, think of all these fibres, all these tendons that attach on the outside. There was a little spot there. And we trace, go slow, be precise, be empathetic, don't be too invasive or too fast or too firm. Ooh, yep.
Good stuff.
And this one just feels really nice. Again, we're on the sacrum, we're right on the border where the good stuff is.
Oh, yeah.
One more of these. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of an active release. So this one's focusing more on our piriformis or our deep external rotators, which our piriformis is one of those, but this one is generally a culprit for some other injuries like or issues like sciatica, but it also plays a role in pulling this femur externally when it becomes short and tight. Think of something contracting and pulling two bones towards one another. That's what's happening. So we're unraveling that, we're opening that up with this active dynamic release technique, which you would have seen before. We do this a lot. There it is. He's getting into the money now, making a difference. Ooh. Just a couple more. I reckon 10 to 12 in total is usually, it's pretty money, but depending on how tense it is, how tight it is, will indicate how long you need to sit there for. Some people are just so inflamed. Do a few nice little round ones, but yeah. That's starting to feel really loose and limber, and we're getting some good feedback that's released. Okay. And I'm gonna slowly sink out. So, if you've got duck feet, treat your glutes, see if we can align it. I'm gonna show you downstairs how you can treat that from home, and I'm gonna go through some exercise, so stay tuned. All right, continuing on with our duck feet video, I'm going to show you how you can release this from home. So if you've got a massage ball like this is made of foam, perfect. Otherwise, a foam roller is going to be just as good. Remember, we're thinking duck feet. What is short and tight? What's pulling us out? It's our glutes. You've seen the video upstairs. This is how we do it at home. So just hydrating the tissue. What you're going to do is just sitting on that ball and just finding where is sticky, what feels adhesive, what feels tight, what feels somewhat painful. It will be sore. You need to work through that. Yeah, a pain scale of 5 or 6 out of 10 is perfect. Work into that. Hold those points. You can do little shimmies or little movements. You can also start to pull this knee across into external rotation, and actually you're going to bring up that piriformis and those deep external rotators. That is going to enhance the pain a little bit more. Really good. Remember, we've got muscles that have compiled, they're intertwined. You're sitting on them too much, they become dehydrated, and we're rehydrating them. We're getting the blood flow, we're getting the circulation. Good. Okay, and then another point is actually lie on your side and hit that glute med. So here we are there, and there's a spot, it's small, it's this big, it's a 20-cent coin, and you'll find it. And there it is. I was working it on Aaron with my elbow. You saw it live in my treatment. I want you to breathe into that. If you're feeling some sort of pain, do it with me because it is easier to do this together. get on the ball, go together. 2 minutes on a spot is ideal. For the sakes of the video, we're moving along. Okay, so you've done that. You're gonna work on that every day. If you've got duck feet, you've probably had it for years, yeah? It's not gonna be fixed by one ball, but you are going to be now thinking about that, aware of it, you're gonna release it, and then your walking gait or your next part of it is, what do you look like when you're walking? Do you just have one foot that comes out? Is it both feet that are walking like this? Okay, well, we're now aware of this. You've looked down at it, you've watched that video Darcy did at MMT, now you're gonna start to think, okay, I've released here, there's not that pulling, that tightness, that shortening phase of there is feeling easier, and I can walk with a little bit more alignment. Or the next phase is starting to strengthen that. So a lunge, what we're gonna do is gonna come down into an iso hold, into this position, and we're gonna keep balance. My foot isn't externally rotated here, my ankle isn't externally rotated there, I'm in line. My knee goes over my second and third toe, I'm straight up and down with my torso, I'm loading my quad. I'm also loading my glutes. I'm starting to get strong in my quads and my glutes, and there's this counterbalance and evenness in my hips. I'm tall with my torso, I'm looking into the horizon with my eyes, and I'm breathing through my nose. I'm gonna hold this for 45 seconds. If you're at a beginner level, it might be 25 seconds, that's fine. See me counterbalancing, you know, it's not easy to balance in this position. 45 seconds up, let's do the other side. Get our hips into 90 degrees, and we're coming up. We're lifting that knee 5 centimeters off the ground, and I'm breathing and I'm holding. I'm making sure I'm not really too far forward. I'm pretty upright, drawing my stomach in. I can feel this right quad, this right glute, and my feet are nice and aligned, and we're holding this position. Yeah, your glutes are the short and tight ones, but they're short and tight because they're weak. You've been sitting on them for too long. Get them strong. I don't know how long that is. That'll do for today. Make sure you like, subscribe, head to our Patreon for more exclusive content. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.